Listen to this one, motherfucker.
I mean, if that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what does. Guess what? It's a Saturday. It's an afternoon game, and we're kind of excited. Are we? Sure. Let's do it. I know one guy who's really thrilled, but we'll talk about that next. This is the DLLS Stars Pregame Show, Stars and Sharks, coming up if I don't knock over my microphone. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the DLLS Stars Pregame Show alongside Craig wearing his Packers quarter zip Ludwig, Sam supporting his Miami Hurricanes Nestler, and me, the company shill. I'm Owen. We have Ryan Vaughters, our producer, of course. Before we get into everything, let's talk about what you're wearing today. Can we have some fanfare? Something exciting, something.
Oh, I know something. I think I know something.
Can we get a Owen's really dumb radio air horn? We have a new merchandise item up for sale. Check it out. The Finnish Mafia is now in hoodie form.
Hashtag finally.
On sale right now on our website. It is also available to ship now. This is not a pre-sale. You order it, it'll get shipped. And from what I'm told, they're not doing a re-up, most likely. So if you even think you want this, order it now. If you say, well, wait, it'll sell really well because our t-shirt version of this sold really well, I'll just get the second wave. There most likely would not be a second reprint of this. So if you want a Finnish Mafia hoodie, get it now, alldls.com. More in about 15 minutes from Luds. All right. Let's start with I think, kind of big news today. Casey DeSmith gets the start and goal for the Dallas Stars at the San Jose Sharks. This is the third and final game of the season series, all happening in a little over 3 weeks. So I just looked it up, guys. Casey DeSmith will be starting consecutive games this year for the third time. Now, the first he played. Was Jake not feeling well? The November 1st game at Florida, Casey plays and gets them to overtime.
I think Jake was sick.
Then he plays at home against Edmonton.
No, his baby was. That might have been right after he had it. Yeah, that might be right after he had the baby.
Which is why he did the Panthers game, and then 3 days later he starts against Edmonton.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The second time was November 30th against Ottawa. He gives up 1 goal, 16 saves. They played well. He was good. He got the start at the New York Rangers, and did they flip-flop that too? That's the one I think he was ill.
He wasn't feeling well. He was supposed to start.
He started the Devils game.
Yep.
So this might be really, guys, the first time that this season that Casey DeSmith has started 2 games without an injury or personal family reason that Jake didn't get the next game.
Yeah, and on top of that, he played the 2.5 or 1.5 periods before that. So this would be, if he finishes this game, this would be 7.5 periods he's played straight, which I don't imagine he's done that before when
not
Jake
this
was
season,
healthy. Yeah.
Right?
So, but as Luds just said to me before this, he's earned it, right?
I don't even know why we're making it sound like it's a big deal, to be totally honest with you, because, again, I think that the other guy, being Jake, can play better. And I think there's times when you expect starts, and then you expect starts, but you don't deserve the start, and you kind of come to reality. And now maybe it's that slight little nudge, like, let's get it together. And talking to himself, I got to get it together. It's that 1 or 2 or whatever it may be. But at the bottom of the barrel line for the whole thing for me is Casey deserves it. He's deserved it for 1.5 years to be able to go, and so if it pushes the other guy, that's exactly what you want. But the good news is now you truly do have, at least from what we feel, you have a 1 and a 1 a little bit wherever. Who's number 1 right now?
No, that's Jake the interesting part of this is that if both players are at the top of their game, first, that's a great problem. I think Jake is the out and out, no doubt. He plays if he's at the top of his game.
Yep.
He's better at rebound control. He obviously is a taller goalie, so he takes up a lot more net. But right now, his game has dipped a little. I'm not saying that it can't get right back to it, but the last few starts at least haven't necessarily looked like. I mean, there's been times this year where he's let up a soft one, but then he's locked in and been really, really good. There's other times where he's let a soft one in and looked a little shaky. I'm not saying we should doubt Jake Ottinger. I'm just saying at the moment he hasn't done enough to say, there's no reason to start. Gully said it yesterday that he's given some things to think about. Now, playoffs are starting. They're still going with Otter, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at Jake's numbers right now. He was fantastic for that stretch that we talked about him a bunch when in November to December. And then just here, January 1st, that Chicago game he was 900, which is pretty good. Then the last three, 810, 857, and 667 save percentage. And now the team didn't play well either, but he didn't help in a few ways. I think there's no doubt who the number one goalie is here, but I'm all for Golitzin so far this year, giving the person who earns their right to play the right to play, and that's what he's doing here today.
If the playoffs start today, yes, it's Jake.
Yep.
But the leash is shorter. I'm just saying.
Pete DeBoer short?
Wait, more than 2 periods? No, I'm talking about game 2 or game 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's one of those where you pick up where you left off kind of thing, because again, I look at the rest of this stretch right now. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to give Minnesota home ice if it ends today.
Yep.
You don't.
If you
want
could
to
help
give
it would be nice.
Oh, damn straight it would be.
Yeah.
You want to start at home. I don't care what.
Well, you want game 7 at home too. That seems to be really important.
Yeah, you don't want to give them any hope that they can play. And if that's what you got to do to grab some more points here. And this is a game that whether Jake's in the net tonight or not, or it's afternoon tonight or not, this should be a win in the book. I mean, we believe it should be a win in the book. They got to go out and prove us right now. But the rest of this road trip, they can come out of this a really good road trip.
And the reason why it stands out to me today is because Jake played the first 2 games against San Jose. He beat them both times. Stars going for the season series sweep of the Sharks. They just swept the Washington Capitals. Almost, honestly, with the Caps, they almost had 2 consecutive shutouts.
Yeah.
It wasn't until that late goal by Ovechkin that spoiled it. But in talking about DeSmith, is it wrong to still in my brain go, you need Jake to get where you want to go in the playoffs? Can Casey DeSmith, if he was called upon, can he lead them to a Stanley Cup, or do you think it has to be Jake because of that ceiling, Sam?
I don't believe Casey could win 16 games. That's my opinion. Just not because of the player he is, but the size in the playoffs becomes a really big thing. You start to play, everything gets a lot
going
smaller.
To the net and
it gets a lot tighter. People start playing harder. Casey scrambling can get him in trouble sometimes. He can win a game here and there. He can win regular season hockey when the Stars are on their game. But it's those playoff games that last year you see the Stars scrambly, not playing really well defensively. Jake absolutely destroys the Winnipeg Jets and gets the shutout or lets away 1 goal. That's how they won some of those games. And if that's going to happen again, I think Casey allows 2 or 3 more of those goals because he doesn't control some of the rebounds and has to scramble. So I think Jake's their guy, and we know that. We know his ceiling is top 3 in the NHL probably at this point. But he has to get there, and he has to get there consistently.
Can this help?
I just go back to the very first thing you said. Casey hasn't shown that he can win 16 games. Jake hasn't either. I'm just saying.
Great point.
It's a whole team thing.
8.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think Jake is number 1. I mean, we know that. He's going to the Olympics. I just do believe that this may be the whole Olympic thing and thinking about, am I going to be the guy? Can I be the guy? And Hellebuck is the guy. And whatever it may be. I still think some of that has. You can't tell me that goaltenders especially, and then the rest of the players cannot not think about what's going on.
For sure.
I mean,
that's the biggest thing in their career.
There are special players that can. I mean, Sidney Crosby's not thinking about the limit, right? I mean, he is, but he is that
it's not
guy.
affecting his
the
game.
special players and
first-time people too, and they're probably worried about stepping in one of those holes in the ice that they got over there.
Right.
Let's see. Heike just tweeted out a picture of the lines, and so it looks like here. Ryan, pop up the forward lines if you would, please. There is a change. Adam Ernie in for Nate Bastian. So otherwise, they're exactly the same. Sam Steele with Johnston and Rantanen. They have it listed, again, for what it's worth. They've got Hintz, Robertson, and Bork as the top line with Steele, Johnston, and Rantanen as the second. You can interchange and make it. Doesn't really matter. Ritzkovian, Duchesne, Blackwell is the third line. Oscar Beck, Radek Faksa, and Adam Ernie as the fourth line. Defensively, throw up the defense. Capobianco with Lundqvist. It's like this. So I wasn't quite sure how they were going to roll out their pairings. Labushkin with Harley Luds.
Who can defend Celebrini better?
Why this way versus
you
Capo with Harley?
You don't get last change today, and so you're gonna have a rotation that Celebrini is coming out here and there. I would think if they're San Jose is going to try to keep him away from Essa and Miro, and Dallas is going to try to get him out there. But for that time that you can't, you come back with Harley and Lundqvist. You know, and so that to me, that's nothing wrong with Coco Cabana and Lundqvist, but they're not the same as the top two for sure. And then you would think with Thomas Harley, puck possession guy, should be able to speed wise the way he can skate. I'm talking about backwards and laterally and things like that. He can handle Celebrini a little bit better than the bottom two.
You'd hope. And they also changed these like crazy right now. So this is just what they'll start with, or even not. Last time the sheet was completely wrong and they had different lines at puck drop. So
everything is TBD. Everything is.
Okay. But I do like that they're keeping Capo in over Petro. I think it's a good. They won the game.
They won the game
really well.
Luds, I mean, coaching perspective, I think you send the wrong message if you snap a 6-game winless streak and then change your lineup. On the defensive side. On the forward side, I get why I still think Ernie, they were a little concerned about that hit, and they probably put Bastian in because Ernie. Yep. I don't think Ernie comes out of the lineup if he doesn't take that hit.
Agreed.
And so I understand that they probably still view Petro as higher on the pecking order than Capobianco, but not based on where he's been playing lately.
No, again, he earned his time off. In a bad way.
Unfortunately,
And I think really by sitting him out one more game might even make it more important why he sat out the first game, because we need you to get back. I mean, I think it makes a louder noise in your head because you may have even been, it's just going to be one game and I'm back in. Well, no, because this really truly is a competition for number 7 or 6-7, whatever you want to call it. So
right, because you assume that Bischel gets above them once he's healthy.
Well, we'll see how Bischel is. Did Bischel have the good start of the season?
No.
Was Bischel from last year?
If he was last year's Bischel, he would be great.
But he wasn't the same guy even before he got hurt. So he's got to come there.
He does bring no. There is still that physical element.
Well,
they missed that.
No, I wouldn't mind a couple butts. I shouldn't say it that way, but I'm just saying. Sam had to pipe in on that.
Well, I just knew that Ryan.
Look at you doing it.
No butts for me.
No, but he didn't. He didn't catch it. He didn't perk up like
Ryan,
he normally does.
Did you hear it? Can you save it?
Now he's got it. So now.
No,
that's
he's got them all marked down.
He didn't even budge over there. He was just sitting there like this, rocking, not paying attention.
Okay, I know. I don't trust that Ryan doesn't. Put the mental note down. Okay,
sneaky bastard.
Speaking of not available today, but very much could still be alert later, is Jamie Benn. He's not going to play today. And Gully said at practice yesterday that they are hopeful. I think that they are more optimistic than just hopeful, but his language choice was not, he's definitely flying on Sunday. I think that's the plan is tomorrow he joins the team in Los Angeles with the chance that he's good to go. I don't know if you'll play them both, but here's the part that I almost clipped it and I decided just to say it, but he and Gully and Heika enjoyed a laugh about not that Jamie Benn was injured, but how miserable he might be because they said he had to fix his nose. That means he had a broken nose. Yeah. If you have a broken nose, you can't take a hit to that in the next 4 weeks or so, give or take.
Yes, you can. I said the same thing to Sam this
morning.
Not well. What are you talking about? We never had to put these things on.
No,
in
today's age,
Matt
it's
not mandatory.
Do you remember the?
I still say Jamie won't wear a mask.
Well, that's where I'm getting at.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Will he wear a visor? Will he wear a full shield? Because Matt Duchene broke his nose last year. He wore the long visor for a bit.
Little different between
Fair
Matt
enough.
Duchene and Jamie
I will
Benn.
grant you that, but. Do you think Jamie Benn is going to have facial protection?
The only way Jamie's going to have a shield or mask on is because he's told that he has to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You have to wear. Well, if you're told by
the
doctors and things like that, the only way you're playing it, well, he's going to put one on.
Yeah.
But if they said, Jamie, it's up to you. What do you want to do? He ain't putting one on.
That's right. But
I just picture Jamie Benn black and blue, taped up, eyes black and blue.
Like a raccoon behind a piece of glass.
Yeah, no visor and just coming out in that game. That would be pretty bad.
Well, now we can finally talk about that shirt then. We can finally get the shirt up. We can have a conversation about it.
If we should all wear it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, we got to make sure we bring it. We're not wearing it.
Right, but have it in case. Okay.
You're going to have to remind me.
Well, that's the interesting thing is we'll have to see if Jamie's wearing either a visor or a full bubble or even a cage. That would be weird.
Cage would
make
be,
him look
that
college
would be
hockey.
what he would do, probably.
Very college hockey if Jamie Benn has to do that. But there's a good chance. And the good news is that he's skated a couple times already, according to Gully, which means that he's not going to have to then ramp up again. That they think he's going to be ready to go.
Can I ask you, Luds, because we kind of were talking about it upstairs, but I know we have to go to a break. But
we do.
Why would Ben not travel with them with this?
I'm thinking pressure.
For the actual flight.
Yeah, because when you break your nose and they're in your sinuses and stuff like that, there's pressure anyways. And I'm thinking similar to a punctured eardrum, a concussion, all that kind of stuff. I'm guessing, unless they didn't think that he was going to be ready for the trip at all. I don't know, but to me, it's more about what's going on.
Why drag him to Carolina and Washington if you know he's not going to be able to play those games?
You're not feeling great either. I mean, you just got done breaking your nose, and I
sleep in your own bed, maybe get a couple skates in Frisco like he did. I think that makes total sense. Plus, if he had to get his broken nose reset or fixed or something, it might not have been that day. It might have been the next day.
They would have done it right after.
You think?
You don't wait.
Yeah.
No, when you feel like when you don't feel good,
nice catch.
You get it right now. Just come in there.
Is it just that he popped it in, and that's as simple as it could be?
That's what's happened to me. I don't know what they do now.
Was it Marchman or Duchesne had to go in and get something reset? It was more than just at the arena. So let's talk about the biggest name in San Jose Sharks
First thing I think about is that
franchise history in a while. We'll get to that.
I know.
Next, the DLLS Stars Pregame Show.
Who? Share?
But first,
but I guess it's me, right? Because we're all sitting here and nobody's saying nothing. They're looking at me. Can we pop up the Jamie Benn shirt to start?
By the way, it's salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
You guys are trying to come up
with share.
No, there it is. Are we or aren't we going to see Jamie looking like this or similar to this? I don't think he'll have the big green letters cap.
You could wear the Duchesne one.
The big long one?
Visor, maybe.
Please.
No way.
Anyway, there's the Jamie Benn
chance.
shirt. Do we want to talk about the hoodie again?
We got to talk about the hoodie.
Can we pull up the hoodie again? There one more time. Now, Sam was complaining about this morning, and I saw where Owen disagreed with it. And I agree with you, Owen, for the first time.
Well, that's nice to
hear.
Year
and a half, is I believe that takes up, it looks like it's going right down. You couldn't put the print on where you put your arms in. What do
you want it on the shoulders?
And the shoulders.
That would
Sam
look ridiculous.
Thinks it's too small.
Let's just see it when it's here. That's all I'm saying.
That's
anyway,
funny coming
I think
from
we
Sam.
like it. The only bad news is, get it quick because you only got about a month and a half to wear it here in Texas. And then
it's kind of colder today.
But
it'd be
when
a
you go to
day.
Wisconsin,
and it's going fast.
You can wear that damn thing 10 months a year. So let's jump on that one there. And then what else we got? Oh, we got the Owen shirt. Oh, the hats. Let's talk about the hats. You're driving your Cadillac today.
Yeah.
So there's your 4 hats. I'm digging the white one. I was all over the DLLS.
I got to order one of those. I haven't done it yet.
The green one, which is it's still
so
cool,
nice.
but
the
white one looks really good.
This one is awesome.
There you go.
Light.
Right.
Good job, Les. Way to get there.
All right.
Also, you guys join the supporters club. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the chat right now, and I see all the things that didn't used to be here when we first started this show. The big SC, the big crown, and
Ryan.
Ryan wasn't here. We were 4 producers in.
He still didn't catch out. He's dozing over there.
He's zoned out. Come on, Morpheus. Join the supporters club. It's for the real ones only.
Morpheus?
Yeah, it's for the real ones only. You get exclusive badges, as Harry loves to talk about, so you can pop out in the chat. You get exclusive emojis. The Luds emoji is one of the favorites, the Stanley Cone. And you get some funny behind-the-scenes video, which I'm assuming we're going to have sometime soon to film one of those babies. Okay. Do you want to film me watching Miami win the national championship? That could be fun. Join the supporters club now so you can do all of the cool things that we just talked about and make Harry Wagstaff happy.
Badges. Okay. I have a couple more Stars things I wanted to bring up, but let's do that first. Let's talk about defense.
Okay.
Not salt and pepper. So, Ryan, if you would play the first clip, I thought this comment from Gully at practice yesterday encapsulated exactly what we talked about, why they got the result they were looking for in Washington and snapped the winless streak.
The simple answer to that is we need to be stingy. We gave up in those 6 games. We gave up 4 goals 5 times and 6 goals once. And when we're playing our best, it's we're giving up 1 or 2, and that's our identity. We had to get back to it.
Okay, now before we get the answers from these two, here's Jason Robertson talking about doing the exact same thing in a little different way.
I mean, limit the odd man rushes against was important. I mean, getting a lead was good too. I thought special teams was excellent. I mean, our PK, we did a great job. And just really playing it, I mean, not doing a lot of reckless stuff, playing hard, ending plays in the defensive zone, and capitalizing on the opportunity we can.
Lower risk, not reckless, being patient. Those are all things that came out of that.
Yeah, it's a change in mindset, and I think we talk about this all the time. I mean, it's playoff hockey, so it's hard to recover games and sometimes series when you're just playing wing it hockey and you're going and you're counting on your goaltenders to make some big saves. And with what was going on in their mini losing skid there, was they were giving up too many quality scoring chances, and it was about because they were truly believing that they could outscore their mistakes, and the team can. I shouldn't say that, but again, we're past that point in the season where we've got a coach now that's saying we're going to start getting ready for the playoffs now, and we're going to make changes now. We're not going to wait until game 1 or game 4 of a series to do it, and we want to have that party. We've heard it so many times. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. And that's not necessarily always true, but for the most part, you're finding teams that buckle down and find a way, because you have a team here, and we've seen it. I mean, like Robo, Wyatt, maybe not Mikko as much. Hence, when you can see when they get frustrated, when they can't get through the neutral zone and they can't get to the front of the net. They don't get the second and third opportunities because there's too many guys there. We saw it last year in the playoffs against Edmonton. They changed their whole system. All they did is pack 5 guys. They didn't even have a system. Yep. They just packed 5 guys right in front of the net, and it kept hitting them. And that was mainly because they didn't trust the goaltender,
That's
probably,
right.
or part of it.
They definitely didn't.
But you know, and again, all of that kind of stuff, it frustrated these guys. It frustrated your scoring guys. And so if you truly want to win a championship, there is a little tweaking you have to do with your mindset. And it's hard, especially for a guy like Robo, because that's what he does, is he scores goals.
He's thinking one way.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
But you get him to buy. When you get a guy like Robo to buy in, there's no excuse nobody else on the team won't buy into it.
Sam, let's talk about, well, actually, I'm going to do it with Luds too.
Salt and pepper.
Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah. Good player.
So the numbers are ridiculous, right? He's on a 12-game point streak. Here's the funny part. The last time these two teams met, which was December 18th, which was the second of 3 meetings in less than 2 months, he was on a 3-game point streak. Well, guess what? He hasn't stopped that
Still
streak.
on it, yeah.
12-game point streak, and he has 9 goals and 15 assists, 24 points in those 12 games. So basically averaging 2 points a game. And Luds, this is the part that is crazy. He has a 37-point lead on the next highest scoring player, Wenberg, on his team, who has 30 points. He has 12 more goals than Will Smith in the goals department, and he's 21 more assists than Wenberg in the helper department. Like, he's lapped the field of his own team.
And you had a hard time wrapping his head around why he should be the most valuable player.
Well, we had that conversation. You had to
There
convince
is
me.
nobody else on this planet right now that is more important to their team as this guy. And that's exactly why they're going to play. Dallas will try to get the right people against him today, because when I say he's a one-man show, I don't mean it in the way I'm saying it, because he distributes the puck to everybody.
He does.
And when he has to turn it on,
Second in the league in assists
he
right now.
turns it on. And he is a special player. You just look at his plus minus. I think the second closest plus minus is a +4. Celebrini is a +17. So he is not one-dimensional. He is not a guy that is only going to think offense. You watch him come back to his own zone. You watch him strip people of pucks coming back through the neutral zone, headed back to his own net. So he plays a complete game. There's a reason we talk about all the people that were and weren't on the Olympic teams and all this other kind of. There's a reason this kid made it.
Yep.
And it's not because he just scores goals. He plays the game the right way at both ends of the ring.
Yeah, the thing that stands out to me with him is his head up. How much he has his head up. I know every NHL player can skate with their head up, control the puck.
I hope
with their head
so.
up. Right.
But there's still plenty of guys that get caught with their heads down.
And the difference is you don't lose speed. All the things we talked about with Connor McDavid is how he picks up speed when he has the puck, how he always has his head up. He's not slowing down to make decisions. He's making them at full speed. That's what this kid's doing right now. And that's the thing that stood out to me was what you just talked about.
How do you say Chernisov? How do you say the winger that's on the right side there? Chernisov, he's playing on the right side of him.
I got to look again.
Chernisov?
It's Chernyshov.
Chernyshov?
Yeah.
Chernyshov and Graf have both been on a line with Celebrini at some point or the other. Those are the only two other guys on the whole team that are plus. They're a +3 and a +4. Everybody else is minus. I'm talking about the whole team, even
He's
the
right.
defensemen. Yeah. But they're the only ones. And there's a reason they're in the plus column is because they get time. Well, I think it's
Chernyshev.
Whatever. That guy is on his line.
You can call him Igor.
Igor.
You can be
Igor's on his
familiar.
line, yeah. And that's why he's there. And Graf was up there. They kind of flip-flop right wings. But anyway, that's just how good this kid is.
Yeah, and I was looking at, I was going to ask you directly.
Cherney? Is that what you said, Colin?
Chernyshev. Think about sitting in a chair. Igor works.
Igor. The other Igor is having a tough time right now in Boston. So I was looking at their stats. They're mediocre at everything, if not worse. 30th in goals against, 15th or 16th in goals. Power play, penalty kill. So I was going to ask you, how are they sitting in the first wild card spot with all that? But the answer was what we just said. It's Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, but look at everybody. Well, that's true. But look at everybody behind Minnesota.
Yes.
Everybody.
There's a big gap there. But
there's
the fact that they're
gap.
still in there in that spot, and it's great. It's a great thing to root for any casual fan. This team has been so bad for so long. They have one kid who's basically changing their franchise, kind of like guys have done before. The hope was Bedard would do it. He hasn't done that yet. Celebrini looks to be one step ahead.
Don't you think that part of the reason that Reeves is there?
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they need somebody
very well the other night,
right? Well, but he'll go in and he'll take another ding to the head if he has to. Yeah. But I mean, I think Ryan Reeves. We're big. He's been a tough guy his whole career, and he's an important piece to any team. But I believe that when you see what you have here, you're going, we're going to need a little protection because in the game, even the game has changed. You always think about, especially playoff time, you think about you got to take the head of the snake,
right?
Well, that's him. Right, for this team. And so they're going to make sure if you want to take a little chop at him, this guy's coming out here to, help him out a little bit.
Yesterday, Gully was asked about the driving culture of ability of Macklin Celebrini as it compares to Jamie Benn as far as, your leaders and can you drive culture? Well, here's what he said yesterday about both of those two players.
No, I think where our schedule sets up, we had this practice today. I like having practices. They're drivers in more ways than one, just not just on the ice. Jamie, for us, they drive culture. They drive they drive your team on the ice. The way they practice, the way they handle themselves. So, they drive culture for sure.
So my question to you, Luds, is he's 19 years old. I know he's got a great stat line. I know he's going to the Olympics. He doesn't turn 20 for another 155 days or so. Can a 19-year-old be the driver of culture of an NHL team?
Yeah, because of the way he competes. I mean, I think he's just you're watching him as a teammate upstairs, opponents, whatever you want to do. You're watching him the way that he competes at this game. And like I said earlier, he's not a one-way guy. He plays the game the right way. He competes. He back checks. He forechecks. So why not have a 19, especially in today's game? Now, could we go back when I played and throw a 19-year-old in there and say, yeah, he's going to be that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
This is all different because the average age in the league is probably, I don't even know what it is, 25,
well, and
26,
this
like
team
that?
especially,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, check out the Sharks forward groups. There are some veteran guys in this team, but it's really being Eklund, Chernyshev, I'm missing him because he's hurt. Will Smith, Michael Misa's back with the team now. He could play maybe as early as tomorrow. So, and Wenberg, he's not that old either. Skinner's older, Toffoli's over, Gaudreau, Reeves, that kind of thing. But, if you took Celebrini, as good as he is, and you put him on a group with Jamie Benn, Matt,
he'd leave him in the dust.
Rope Hintz, Matt Duchesne, like those veteran guys. Yes, on the ice, but off the ice.
No, because there's different leaders there.
That's what I mean.
You've got a Jamie Benn there, and you've got some guys that have been in the league for a long time. And I think there's a couple guys. Nick Leddy, okay,
yeah.
Nick Leddy's not a prime guy, but Leddy's been a really, really good player for a long time.
To the D pairs, right?
I think what they're doing, from a management standpoint, is yes, he's the guy, but they're gonna Orlov's another one, right? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna take and surround him with a few guys that
same reason they have
can
Klingberg,
help him
right?
Become that. Well, I don't. Okay,
no, he's an older veteran guy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about leading in different ways.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
So
and the one thing did you play Jay Pandolfo?
Play against
him?
Yeah, I believe so.
He is very well known as not only a successful coach for coaching BU, but also one of the guys who molds a lot of people.
They're glue guys.
Celebrini ran this team at BU. I know that's different. I know it's college, but he has the experience of being the guy.
No,
on
I
that
think it
team,
helps. Yeah, for
and
sure.
That's
go-
part of the interview process,
Yeah.
though, right? And they see and they hear from those college coaches, junior coaches, this is who this kid has been since he's been 6 or whatever it was. But that's part of the character of him. And so those are the kind of guys you want as the core of your group.
Curious to what I mentioned Matt Duchene a moment ago. He scored his 900th career NHL point on Thursday as a second assist on the Sam Steele goal. 900 points, 1,157 games. I know it's just as a secondary assist, but it's a milestone. He's playing in the middle right now. Can they get Matt Duchene going? Because that will be a very important part of it. But it's also, can they get him comfortable? He missed a huge chunk of the season early on because of the injury, and he's still getting up to speed, not only physically, but also who he's supposed to play with. So I'm looking at that today.
I think Matt Duchene will get comfortable when he has 2 guys on his left and
I
his
agree.
right.
I think Ritzkovian could be there, but he needs someone else. He can't have Ritzkovian in Blackwell. He's got to have, if he's going to have Ritzkovian and be the grinder, put someone on his wing that can add some offense.
If you watch Matt close, you watch his body language sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just, but he won't, it's not because he's a bad player. It's not that he's sending message to anybody. It's that he might be frustrated that if I would have given it to 96 or 21, or that would have probably been in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Because again, it's still at the end of the day for Matt Duchene, points matter.
Of course they
You know
do.
what I mean? I mean,
yes.
that's an
Specifically
important
for
part
him.
of what he's done
No,
for his whole life.
it's part of his identity.
Yeah, and for him, one thing I've noticed with Duchene, I don't know, I haven't asked goalie this specifically, but if Duchene can play a little better defensively, that'll help his case too. Because as of right now, he's not on his game offensively necessarily, and I see him getting very lost in his own end.
Because when he's playing wing and center, he's going back and forth, especially when he's on the wing. The good news is they heard the rant here the other night. Like, he does not know what to do on the wing.
Thank goodness they watch you.
I love the goalie watches all
I
our
don't
shows.
want to say he doesn't know, but he's so programmed to be in the middle of the ice, to be down at the front of the net, and to be that guy that works for the defenseman. He goes out to the wing, and then he naturally just gravitates back here. Then goes, oh man, I'm supposed to be out there, and then I think that frustrates it. But it frustrates himself that he can't adjust to learn it. But again, teaching old dogs new tricks.
Well, we'll see what they do as we get closer to the trade deadline in 2 months, a little less than 2 months now. After the Olympic break, I think there'll be some activity. Can they bolster this group? But first, they're going to try to get Jamie Benn back. Maybe we'll see him on Monday in LA, maybe Tuesday in Anaheim. Either way, Stars need to, with just one game over a 4-day period, show that they can really ramp up from Wednesday's game in Washington, because on Monday, they play 3 games in 4 days after having just one game in 4 days. So these are 2 different parts of the schedule. Fun the last couple days, get to travel down to Southern California tomorrow, and then they play 3 and 4. And yet Gully said the players like this schedule this year because they're not practicing. Because, Luds, you don't want to practice. You want to play games.
Absolutely, as long as you're playing well.
If you're winning, and the Stars have been winning a lot this year. Thanks for joining the pregame show. For Ryan, Luds, Sam, I'm Owen. Don't go anywhere. Postgame show coming up right after the game. And sounds like everybody's gobbling up these hoodies in the Die Hard Discord. So the Finnish Mafia hoodies.
So we're going to get left out.
No.
We'll get them. But you make sure, if you don't want to be left out,
believe in Ben, don't you?
go buy those hoodies right now.
And Ben, we trust.
AllDLLS.com. We'll see you after the game.
Ben, I believe that they are going to crush. I believe in you, Ben.
We all silly like the mayor.